welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we will discuss the mixed strategies in OR. In operations research and game theory, a mixed strategy refers to a decision-making strategy where a player or decision maker chooses between several possible pure strategies according to a specific probability distribution. Instead of committing to one fixed deterministic action, as in a pure strategy, the decision maker randomizes their choices. Key characteristics of mixed strategies. The first one is randomized choice. The player does not stick to a single strategy but instead assigns probabilities to multiple strategies and selects one based on those probabilities. In the previous class, I told you about two players A and B who are playing rock, paper, scissors game. A has decided to take up a pure strategy of choosing rock all the time and not choose paper and scissors at all. Whereas B has decided for a mixed strategy where he can choose between rock, paper and scissors. So if B chooses rock, what happens is there is a tie in the game. If B chooses paper, B will win the game. If B chooses scissor, he will lose the game. So there is a particular randomness in this choice. B can choose anything. If B does not know that A is having a pure strategy of rock, if B comes to know that A has taken up a pure strategy of rock, B will always try to choose paper and win the game. But if B does not know, or maybe if A has also chosen a mixed strategy, then in that case B will choose anything based on his gut feeling. Unpredictability. Since the game involves randomness, it is harder for opponents or competitors to predict the player's next move. So suppose if A has also gone for mixed strategy, there is a complete probability that A can choose say paper and B chooses say rock and B directly loses the game. Probabilistic outcomes. The result of the game or decision depends on the probability distribution over different strategies. So there is a complete probability who will choose what and try to win the game. Why use mixed strategies? Avoid predictability. In competitive scenarios, sticking to a pure strategy can make you predictable, which can be exploited by opponents. Mixed strategies introduce unpredictability, making it harder for others to counter you. Like I just explained to you, if A takes up rock, B will take the advantage of it, knowing that A has pure strategy and always choose paper and win the game. But if A has also taken up mixed strategy, then B can never predict and they will have to just play the game and it will be a game of chance. No pure strategy equilibrium. Some games do not have a pure strategy Nash equilibrium, meaning that no player can guarantee a better outcome by sticking to one strategy. Mixed strategies allow players to find equilibrium by randomizing their choices. So if you cannot figure out a point where you can stick to a strategy and get a better result, what you do is you go for randomness and choose mixed strategies. Optimal outcomes under uncertainty. Mixed strategies can provide better average outcomes when decisions are made under uncertainty, especially in repeated or long-term interactions. So under uncertainty and when you have long-term interactions, you can choose mixed strategies. Example in game theory, consider the game of rock, paper, scissors. In a pure strategy, a player might always choose rock, but this can be easily countered by an opponent always choosing paper. In a mixed strategy, the player might randomly choose rock, paper, or scissors with equal probabilities, one-third each, making it impossible for the opponent to predict the next move, and hence the game will become a game of chance. Mixed strategy Nash equilibrium. In some games, the equilibrium is not achieved by pure strategies but through mixed strategies. For example, in rock, paper, scissors, the mixed strategy Nash equilibrium is where each player randomizes equally over the three choices rock, paper, and scissors with a one-third probability each. So there is a one-third probability of winning, one-third of losing, and one-third of being a tie. In this case, no player has an incentive to change their strategy because the expected payoff is equal for each choice. Example in operations research. In resource allocation or production planning problems, a company may decide not to always produce one type of product, a pure strategy, but instead mix its production across multiple products. By using a mixed strategy, the company can optimize its resource usage while mitigating risk associated with market demand fluctuations. For instance, a company could allocate 50% of its production resources to product A, 30% to product B, and 20% to product C based on market analysis and risk management considerations. If a company is making only one type of product or allocating resources to only one type of product, it is possible that that product does not get sold in the market in that particular year. So, what a company should ideally do is whatever resource it has, it should divide in a certain percentage amongst the various products that the company can make those products and bring them in the market. It is possible that the product A is completely not sold, but B and C see a positive response in the market. So at least the company has not gone in loss, but has chosen a mixed strategy and has got at least some profit by selling product B and C. Difference between pure and mixed strategies. Pure strategy always make the same deterministic decision. Mixed strategy make decisions probabilistically by mixing different strategies based on a set of probabilities. So like in rock, paper, scissors game, the probability is you can choose rock, paper or scissors. But using this probabilistic approach, you are actually making your chances of winning. Though it is one third, but at least you win. But there is a two-third chance that you do not go into loss. Like either you choose rock, what happens is it's a tie in the game. No one loses, no one wins. Or if one player chooses rock and the other player chooses paper, one which has chosen paper is going to win and the one who has chosen rock is going to lose. So this is a win and lose situation for two players. And if there is one player choosing rock and the other choosing scissor, again one loses and the other wins. So in this way you have two-third chance of not going into loss and one-third chance of either winning, one-third of losing and one-third of being into a no win no lose state. Applications of mixed strategies in OR: supply chain management, deciding on multiple suppliers or production lines based on the likelihood of supply chain disruptions, scheduling, assigning tasks or shifts to employees in a randomized manner to balance workloads or reduce predictability in a competitive scenario, inventory management, randomizing restocking levels or timing to reduce predictability to competitors or optimize costs in uncertain demand conditions. So these are the three applications where you can have mixed strategies such that if there is a disruption in a production line, at least other different production lines may be working, or maybe if you have multiple suppliers like in supply chain management, if one supplier is not able to supply the product, you are at least getting the products from the other suppliers. In scheduling also, it is always good to go for mixed strategies. Suppose if the employee is not able to report to the work and you continuously give work to the same employee, then what happens is you will go into a loss situation. So you should randomly give shifts to different employees. And in inventory management, randomizing restocking levels or timing is always a good choice. In summary, mixed strategies allow decision makers to introduce randomness and flexibility in their choices, providing a way to manage uncertainty and reduce predictability, often leading to better long term or competitive outcomes. So, with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the concept of mixed strategies in OR. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.